Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey W. Jansen. Today is August 1st, 2017. Sorry, I had to plug in my Wii Boost to make sure I can boost my signal. How's everybody doing today? Today is August 1st. That means you get a whole nother month to do things that are good for yourself and your family. You got a whole nother month to make people smile and happy. Now, since today is August 1st, what are you going to do this month to get out there and get those promotions, get those jobs that you want? What are you going to do to make somebody else's life better? Now, I'm on my way out. Today is the last day of the Adams County Fair for 2017, and there will be a demolition derby tonight, and I'll have my daughter tonight. So I'm going to do a live motivational feed with my daughter tonight because I like her to get out there and overcome fear, overcome anxiety, you know, so that she's never afraid to live outside the box. So she's never afraid to move outside of her comfort zone. So whenever I go on here to talk with every one of you, I want you to understand that if you are sitting inside your comfort zone and you're all nice and warm and cozy and not afraid to go anywhere, I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to go anywhere. If you're sitting there going out there and playing the lottery every day, think you're going to win. I know more people that have played the lottery every single day that have never won their entire lives, died in their 90s, and have never won. Why? Because it's a fool's way of thinking that that's how you're going to become wealthy and rich. You know, if you would actually save up your money instead of buying lottery tickets, for every lottery ticket, instead you save that money, you would probably actually think you won the money in about 20, 30, 40 years. My family's played the lottery their entire life. Now, what's today's topic? What's today's point of our motivation? Today's topic, today's point is doing the right thing for the right reason no matter what. And I think the best thing I could do is give an example of my life on how I have lived. And it's not been perfect. Everybody's like, oh, he's going to sit there and say it. No, actually, I lived a fool's life for many, many years. I lived thinking that, you know, things would just happen. Now, granted, I've always moved outside the box, and I've thought a little differently than most people. But you got to understand, when I went into the Marine Corps, the reason why I went into the Marine Corps was, number one, every time I watched those Marine Corps commercials on TV with the knights and the soldiers, I love knights for some reason. I love the suits of armor and everything. Believe it or not, I've never worn a dress blue in my life except at boot camp. But I always saw them, and I felt it was a calling for me because it made me feel energized inside every time I saw the commercials. So then I started looking at my grades and everything in school, and I started looking like that I did not have much hope or much chance of getting into a good college at that particular time. But I didn't think it was impossible. But when I looked at my life and I looked at, am I going to go to college? Yes, I could go to the community college and see what happens there. And I had a lot of people always push me, oh, you got to get your studies, got to get your studies. The problem is I was burnt out from studies. I didn't want to study anymore. I was so tired. I needed a change. I was not going to get anywhere fast. I was no good to anybody. You know, you could have basically flipped me over. I was done. Meaning I was burnt out. I was burnt out on school. I was burnt out on life. You know, I worked every day when I was in school at regular jobs. I always have had a job. You know, I always moved up in the corporate ladder. But when it was time to go to college and for me to depend on my grades to go to an Ivy League school or to go and get a full ride to school, it was not going to happen. Why? Because I failed myself by not taking the initiative to study harder, to be more than who I was. Instead, I basically goofed off. I worked every day. Now, I didn't go out and drink and smoke and do everything else, but I did something just as bad. I went out and worked every day thinking that was all my life was going to be worth. So when I joined the Marine Corps, I joined the Marine Corps, and I found a renewed energy for myself. Now, this is not a Marine Corps motivational video by any means. I'm just explaining to you where I come from, why I do these videos, why I get out there. So once I was in the Marine Corps and I went to boot camp, and I had the drill instructors in my face every day. You know, it might have been hard, but every single day they're in your face saying you do not have an option of failure. You do not have an option to quit. If you quit, everyone dies because you are a key component in a working machine. Without you, the machine fails. So every single day we train. After a while, you're right, we got burnt out, but guess what? I got to go all these different countries, and we were moving so fast in the Marine Corps that we were bored. So then when we came home, or we went home on leave, everybody else was moving at a snail's pace, even slower than what we were, but we thought life was passing us by, because we could not see what was going on where we were from. And then when we did, we realized that life was moving slow. Now that's called coming out of your comfort zone. That's called looking at life in a different way, in a different type of setting. Okay, now all of a sudden we're thinking outside of our comfort zone because we're in the Marine Corps and we're looking back at our home and no one's doing anything. When people went to college, when I went to the Marine Corps, they felt the same way. Here they're studying every day, going out having fun, you know, going to internships, you know, constantly moving, pushing themselves. And then they come home and everybody was in the same position that they were originally in. They were all in their comfort zones. Everybody else that went to college in the military, they were thinking outside their comfort zone. So once out of the Marine Corps, I now had the grades, I had the motivation to go to college. Once I got to college and everything, I started learning that everybody is learning to work for somebody. They're learning to be pretty much a slave to society, okay? They're learning a lot of left-wing ideas while in college that make no sense, because I'm a history major and I started looking at history starting to repeat itself. So I was in college, but I didn't want to go to a regular job. So instead, I started opening up my own businesses. I started trying to develop, and I realized that they don't teach you how to open up your own business at college. I realized they don't teach network marketing in college. They don't tell you about brick and mortar stores. They'll teach you economics. They'll teach you history. But they don't teach you how to be an individual, how to work for yourself, how to get motivated, how to get that drive. Who's going to teach you to go lose weight in college? Nobody. In fact, you take the freshman, what's it called? The freshman 15 when you get into college because you put on weight because you're so busy studying and everything else. That's what we're going to call it. So after college, I had to learn. I went into business with a couple partners. They're neither good nor bad. But I learned that when I started opening up my own businesses, started thinking for myself, started doing my own thing, that people started getting around me. But the problem is they weren't people that wanted jobs or do their own thing. They were starting to be the bottom feeders. They were the ones that learned that, hey, if we go and we team up with him, we say his name, we're going to be somebody important. You know, we're gonna feed off the scraps from the table. And so I came to a realization from learning from my dad and everybody else, the scraps from the table are not worthwhile. They might get you through from day to day, but they're not going to put you where you need to be. Then I watched all these other people started learning to invest money, starting getting the stock, starting to flip houses, starting to, you know, get into real estate. And I thought, you know what? They've got some drive. They've got some motivation. They have the skill asset to go out there. So I started learning from them. Now, what does that mean? That means at this particular point in time, nobody still had a clue on how to teach me what I wanted to learn. They did not know what my drive was. They didn't know how to teach me that drive. Hold on real quick. I got to give my fare pass. Just a second. Thank you. All right. So, you got the drive. But now all of a sudden they're sitting there. These are the same people. Wow, we got something going on over here. That they learn to fail and be okay with it. They're okay with being where they're at. They settled. They may not be happy, but they settled. And once they settled, I'm trying to get around here. They got all kinds of people out here at the fair. Well, there's like a big line. Everybody's standing on the road. Alright, looks like they're giving away prizes or something. Anyway, once they settled, they no longer were happy. And I noticed that they went into a world of pain. They went into a world of hurt. They didn't know from day to day what was going to happen next. They didn't know, you know, right from left, good from bad. You know, they just were trying to look to get ahead for another day. Okay? And what it is I was thinking these people were friends. But they weren't. Because your friends are the ones who stand by you when you have nothing. Well, then what happened was, there was a bunch of problems that happened. My partners disappeared on me. One of my bankers died, you know. And it's neither good nor bad, but it put me in a situation where, okay, I had to get things done. And then all of a sudden, people walked out on me. Now, this is not a sad case scenario either. But what happened is when they started walking out, because they wanted not me or what I could influence them with. They wanted what I had. They wanted the scraps off the table. Once there was no longer any scraps, they went bye-bye. They lived in a negative world, so now all of a sudden they think, well, I'm going to recoup my losses from the scraps by trying to, put those people down. Instead of pulling them up or saying, hey, I'm still here with you, they disappear off the face of the earth. And that drove me to go further into figuring out why people are the way they are. Why do we do what we do? So then what happened was, I had my daughter. I closed up all my shops. I closed up all my businesses. And I started going into a different field. And so then I got into the business I'm in today because I had something to offer everybody. However, people can't feed off my scraps. They can't feed off it. Well, then all of a sudden people saw me on top again. So all of a sudden they started coming back around. I love the excuses because their excuses were like, oh, I didn't know where you're at. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, no, you only want what people have. You're a bottom feeder. And when I tell that to people, they get mad at me. But I tell them, take a close look. Are you that person that's putting negative stuff on Facebook? Are you that person that has to gossip? Are you that person that has to go to a bar every night and live off of other people's stories and dreams and ideas and failures? Are you that person that can't go out there and get your own? So this is my goal to you. Okay? Go out there and create your own stories. Create your own dreams. I have stories, and I live them myself. Okay? I have stories, and I live them day to day. I have failures in my life. I have upset people. I've been the bully at times. I have been the person that has helped people out that have taken me for granted. I have been the little brother that didn't know what he was doing. I have been the father that feels like a failure at times. I have been the person on top, and I've been the person on the bottom. But here's the overall goal. I made my choices. I chose my destiny. I chose my paths. I thought outside the box. And the thing about it is, I'm happy with who I am. I don't have to rely on anybody else. And the second I started becoming positive, the second I started picking people up and getting away from all the drama, getting away from all the alcohol and the drugs and the naysayers and the deadbeats and the people that, all they want to do is hurt people because they think it's funny. Then I started realizing that laughter was the best medicine. I realized that when I pop people up, they're surprised. They look at me like, why on earth are you telling me I did a good job? Why on earth are you putting me on Facebook that I'm a great person? I don't think I am. Well, yes, you are, each and every one of you. Once I started teaching people that they matter, they started getting they saw me in a different way. They saw themselves in a different way. They saw it as in, I have nothing to offer this guy, but he's still being kind. He's still being gracious because he means it. Then all of a sudden I noticed other people started doing it too. They started taking my advice and going out there and reading self-help books. They started getting on with the Brian Carruthers and the Rich Ellermans of the world. I don't say these people to get you into my business. I say it because I need you to listen to people, the Joel Osteens of the world, to go out there and listen to what they have to say. It's not about what you have. It's about what you can do for other people. And if you can draw and you can push yourself up and you can go for that award, that promotion, if you're out there trying to lose that weight, you have nobody else encouraging you, then you need to reach down deep inside yourself and you need to encourage yourself to do it even when nobody's looking, when nobody's around. If you can only do it when people are looking and watching, that means you have a different ulterior motive in mind. You're doing it for them, not for yourself. If you only want to get the raise or the promotion because you think the girl's going to come after you because you're going to have a little bit more money to spend in the bar because that's where you want your money to go, instead of looking at maybe if I improve myself, give myself a little better of a wardrobe, maybe if I go out there, eat a little healthier, I'll feel a little better. So when I tell you, you need to go after those raises, those promotions, you need to go lose that weight. You need to go be a better person today than who you were yesterday. You need to set goals for yourself to be a better person tomorrow than who you are today. And if the only thing you can do is feel negativity and depression inside, you need to keep pushing every day because guess what? Change does not come overnight. You need to change for the better. And the only way to change for the better is get away from those people that influence you to do negative and put people in your life that influence you to do positive. Everybody's like, why do you go do things when nobody cares? Because like I always tell you about the starfish scenario. The little girl and her dad were walking on the beach one day in the morning and the tide brought all the starfish in. She started running and throwing each starfish back. The father started laughing and saying, sweetheart, you can't make a difference. There's just too many of them. There's millions, and you're one person. She goes, yeah, Dad, but you want to know something? It made a difference to that one. Make a difference to that one. Like my sister used to always tell me, you got to save yourself before you save anybody else because you'll drown. You better take that buoy. You can't give that buoy to anybody else because you'll drown before you can save yourself. Save yourself first. If you want to do good for other people, then go out there and start with one person. Make them smile. Make them laugh. Say something energetic. Say something positive. Give them a smile. Fake a smile if you have to. Fake the funk. But do it because it not just benefits you, it benefits everybody else. If you're so worried about being depressed because people died in your life or because people caught illnesses, go out there and encourage them. Because guess what? Not a single doctor can tell you your future. They can only tell you what ifs, scenarios, and this may happen. Yes, if you believe him, then it's going to happen. But if you go out there and say, I'm going to believe the doctor, I know people that beat cancer. I know people that lasted years past while having muscular dystrophy, never once went into a wheelchair. I know people that beat Alzheimer's. I know people that have beat themselves. They have worked themselves out of depression. They have worked themselves up to be stronger when they have PTSD. I have seen people out there that have lost weight that people tell them, oh, you're never going to lose weight. You're too fat. You're too ugly. You're too... Why? Why do you listen to those people? Why do you listen to people say you can't get those jobs or you cannot? Guess what? It doesn't matter how many times you fail. You get back up, you get back on that horse, and you keep riding. Even Christopher Reeves, who broke his neck and later on died, never gave up a day in his life. He showed that he was the true Superman by never giving up, by being avid to keep moving forward, even when you have nothing but a voice. Some of the smartest people in the world, it's their brain and their mind and their mouth that works. Nothing else. Some of the fastest people in the world may not be the smartest, but they influence the most. Be a believer in people. Do good by others. Push people forward. If you're getting out of high school and you don't know what to do, join the military. Go to community college. Don't give up on yourself just because everybody else has convinced you that you're a nobody, that you're a loser, that you can't do it. Instead, show them otherwise. Don't listen. Get rid of them. Because they're holding you back from your dreams. You want to go to the beach? Go to the beach. Find a way. You want to lose the weight? Start walking. You want to get that raise or promotion? Start studying. Start figuring out the business. You want to open up your own business? Start learning how. Start learning the pros and cons. But even though you see all the negatives, do it anyway. Because guess what? You can succeed where others have failed as long as you believe in yourself, believe in your dream, and believe in your mission in life. All you have to do is go out there and believe in each other. All you got to do is go out there and be good to other people. Eventually, if you help enough people to the top, they will help you. But if you think you got to go out and help all these negative people to the top, that they're going to help you, one or two of them might, but the rest of them are not going to. That's why you need to change your friends. That's why you got to change your attitude. That's why you've got to dig down deep and do something that you've never done before. You know what that is? That's believe in yourself. Today is August 1st, 2017. The first thing you need to do today is believe in yourself. And when you trip and fall, get back up and keep believing in yourself. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. As I say in the Marine Corps, it is up to you. You have to keep pushing. You got to keep moving. Because you are the weakest link. But you're the one that is the most important cog in the machine that is running your life. You are the most important person that matters to your life. And if you can't do it, do not expect anybody else to do it. And if you're talking negative, so is everybody else. If you're kicking people when they're down, so is everybody else that is in your friend group. You need to be the person that shields everybody from the negativity. You need to be the person that can uplift others. You're the person that needs to send people to either church or different religions or show people they have a mission in life. That mission is if there's enough of us that get out there and be positive, be energetic, then the negative, the naysayers will go the other way. Eventually, they're not going to have nothing to do with you because they only feed off the negativity. Make your mind up today to be a positive person. Make your mind up today to be better today than who you were yesterday. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Soon I'm going to go up here and I'm going to start telling one of the stories of my life that has energized me, motivated me, and show you how far I've been down and how far I've come up and how many times I've been knocked off the top just to climb back up again, because I believe in what I do. I believe in my daughter. I believe in my family. I believe in my friends. I believe in people. And you know what? Every time I believe in them, they have pulled me up with them. Yes, I've gotten knocked back down because it may not have been my mission. It was just theirs. But I've gotten back up each and every time. And I'm here to tell you, I believe in you. And I'm here reaching my hand down to help pull you up. It's not about religion. It's about knowing that you're an important person in this world, that you matter, that you need to go after them raises, you need to go after those promotions, you need to go after those clients, you need to build, and you got to build yourself first while being out there. Quit this training crap, get out there amongst people, and build yourself while in the general public's eye. In other words, training's over. Work and learn on the run. Learn as you go. Because you're going to fail and you can start over again and keep going. You matter. You're important. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Have a great day. I will talk to you very soon. Come on out to the Adams County Fair. I love each and every one of you. I hope you all have a blessed day today. I hope you all know that you're loved and that each and every one of you matters. And everything you say or do is important. It does matter. Unless it's negative and detrimental to somebody. Be a beacon of hope. Be a beacon of hope and push people to be better today than who they were yesterday. My name's Jeffrey Jansen. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one, everybody.